Hey, it's Matt from Gravity Forms, back to show you another free perk from the team at Gravity Wiz. They created this a while ago. It's Gravity Forms OpenAI perk or add-on for Gravity Forms. The instructions are here. I'll link up this blog post in wherever you're watching this video. It'll show you how to install it. Very simple. Number one is you're installing their Spellbook plugin first, which gives you access to the range of Gravity Wiz perks and other plugins and other add-ons for the Gravity Forms ecosystem. And then once you're in there, you can install and activate the GF OpenAI add-on. I'll show that in a second. But it's also important to know that this is a very limited way to interact with OpenAI API. They do have a more full-featured version of this called Gravity Connect OpenAI, which you can also access when you install the Spellbook plugin. So a lot has changed since they released this plugin. I'm going to show you a use case on how this might be implemented in your Gravity Forms experience. Okay, so we have Spellbook already installed. So we'll search for Spellbook on the left-hand side. We'll go to free plugins. And then right here, we have GF OpenAI activated, installed and activated, right? So it's as easy as that. You install that Spellbook and you have access to these free plugins and you can activate those right there. Now you will need a OpenAI API account. That is not a ChatGPT login. This is a separate login that OpenAI runs. So if you go to openai.com and right down below, this is where I go anyway, there's this API login link right here. You'll click that. That'll bring you to your developer tools to sign up for OpenAI API access. I think you have to put minimally $5 in for the API to be activated because you'll be using those credits as your Gravity Forms are accessing that API, okay? If that makes sense. We have a very simple form, a very simple demonstration today, but hopefully it jogs the memory of how you can use this in your own environment. Very simple tasks, right? Summarizing Gravity Forms data that comes through. So we have this form right here called Special Access. When I edit this, you'll see a couple of fields here: first name, last name, email, your bio, and this summarized field. So let me just break this down for you. If you have a Gravity form that has a ton of content that people are putting in, and when you want that to be summarized, trimmed down, evaluated, rated, measured, whatever your heart can desire from the OpenAI API, well, you can pass that data to the OpenAI API and get those results back. And in our case, we're going to save those results in this field here called summarized, which if we take a look at the advanced section here, I have this configured as administrative. So by default, everything is visible, right? You get users coming to your Gravity Forms. They want to fill out this form. It's all visible to the end user. Administrative means that the only people who are going to see this is the people coming to the entries page in your Gravity Forms dashboard for, well, various administrative tasks. In this case, we're summarizing it. So as we're scanning through a bunch of these entries, we kind of know which ones we want to go with. Again, your creativity could be, hey, OpenAI, give me a rating number between 1 and 10, evaluating this form. If you trust it and you let that number come back, maybe you're scanning through and saying, okay, only give me the 7 and up when I'm searching and sorting or exporting my Gravity Forms data. I mean, sky's the limit really with what you can do with this stuff. So I have this field set up as administrative. When we go into the settings and OpenAI configuration of this, we'll edit the feed I already have set up. By default, I'm selecting the chat completion. I'm just using ChatGPT 4.0. There are some messages here that you can set up, which will send that as a prompt to OpenAI. So in my case, I have, please summarize this information for me in 2 sentences or less, and I'm dropping in the merge tag of the your bio field, right? That's the field that in this example, I'm saying, well, maybe people are going to put a bunch of content here, and I want that content to be summarized so that I can scan through it effectively. And then from here, what I'll do is I'll say map the results to a field. So I want to map those results to that summarized field, which is set to administrative only. The user's not going to see it. Only people who are accessing entries in the back end of Gravity Forms, which we'll take a look at in a moment. Okay, one more time. User enters in the data. In this case, we're saying, hey, enter in your bio, tell us more about you. And we're thinking to ourselves, well, somebody's going to put a lot of stuff in there. And we don't want to read all this stuff when we're trying to find some particular candidates. We don't want to read all of it. Just give me a summary of it. And we're going to send that large form bio to OpenAI. OpenAI is going to summarize it for it, kick it back to our database right here in WordPress. Fairly straightforward. So let's save those settings, which we already have set up. Okay, go to our page that has the form on it, which is just sample page for right now. I actually used ChatGPT to give me a fake bio for a tech CEO. So it generated that bio for me. And we'll just say Matt Medeiros, Matt at Gravity Forms, Matt at Gravity Forms. And then paste in this long bio here. Now, you know, in your case, it could be multiple fields. It could be many, many long form text fields. Really depends on what you're doing. And we'll submit that. It'll take a moment. It's spinning and sending that data to OpenAI. It says, thanks for contacting us. You know, you can modify all this stuff as you see fit with custom confirmations and notifications. And now if we go into our form entries, you'll see, this is the only entry we have right now. Here's the very long bio that I put in. And then on the right-hand side, that summarized field has Jordan Hales, the CEO of Synexus Technologies, a company innovating ambient AI and the edge of computing. So it took all of that and summarized it down into just a handful of sentences. I think I said 2 sentences. Yeah, it gave us 2 sentences. There's the first period right there. And it summarized that down. Now, again, depending on what you do with that prompt, depending on what you do with the merge tags, you could have a much more detailed prompt. You could bring in many more merge tags or many more fields into that prompt to really calculate things. If this is a sales form, a marketing form, you can kind of triangulate some data, you know, users' geography, the size of the budget that they put in. Maybe if you ask them to put in a company name, you can ask ChatGPT to research that company and let you know what that company's all about and kind of summarize all of this data in a quick snapshot. And because this is Gravity Forms, you can then extend this through all of our add-ons. If you need to send this to another CRM system, Zapier, you know, message in Slack, whatever it is, you can start to manipulate this data in a way that best serves your business, right? Sure, you could take all of this stuff, export it into ChatGPT and run that as a prompt with some, you know, Gravity Forms CSV file that you extracted. But at least in this case, you're getting that almost real-time data as the user is submitting their form, and you're sending that data out to OpenAI API. So that's it. Check out this blog post. You can access it for free. It's probably one of their most top commented blog posts, I would imagine. Last updated May 20th, 2025. At least the blog post was. All the instructions and access is right there to get that and set that up if you're still scratching your head after this video. And then don't forget, they do have a more robust Gravity Connect add-on, which is paid, but it does a whole heck of a lot more, and that might satisfy some of your more advanced needs. So check out this link as well. Matt from Gravity Forms, thanks for watching today's video. Thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want more.